It took me the entire day yesterday to try and put words together of what I was told, or at least shared with me, by a very unlikely, very, very unlikely viewer of this channel. So, yesterday, being the 29th of June 2026, I go run errands. I needed to go to Bedford View, I needed to go to Eastgate, and then Santon, in that order. So I started in Bedford View, and then I got to do what I needed to do. And then I went to Eastgate to do what I needed to do there. At the same time, I'm thinking, hey, the next witness on the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, it's going to be Paula Sullivan. Do I want to listen to Paula Sullivan? Because I was planning to delay my Santon trip and go there a little bit later, probably around 4, after Paula Sullivan's first day of testimony. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to listen to him, because I didn't listen to him at the ad hoc committee because I had an attitude with the ad hoc committee. And then I told myself, oh, definitely he's going to come to the Madlanga. That's where I'll listen to him. And just looking at his face, just irritating the living daylight out of me. So I decided then to run these errands. So as I come out of my Uber in Santon, I get approached by a gentleman, and he's like, hey, Clantis, I mean, I love it when I meet you guys in public. Warning, whenever you see me in public, whether you are a brother or a sister, when you meet me and I say, when I do this, bring it in. I'm a hugger, guys. I'm a cancer. I hug and I give very warm, tight hugs. That's me. And if you're a brother and you give me the side one, I want to hear your heart beating against my heart. Type of hug. You got it. You've been warned. That's because, guys, I have so much appreciation for you and love. And so when we do meet in real life, I get really, really excited. So when I see this unlikely viewer, oh, my friend, a Somali for that matter, and he takes a step towards me, I take 2 steps back. Not because I was afraid. I'm just trying to be cautious here, because of some stuff that they may. Anyways, without offending anybody, he says, hey, I watch you. I was like, thank you. It's like, I must tell you. And then maybe you're not going to believe what I'm going to tell you. I'm like, okay. He's like, I actually agree with everything that you are saying about illegal foreigners, about everything around that topic. I fully agree with you. Nobody, under what circumstances have a right to go to somebody else's country and enter there illegally. Of course, he was not speaking like me. Now I'm just going to paraphrase and put together what he was telling me in his stringing together English words and a conversation. So I decided to calm down and not rush, because where I was going to close around 8 anyway. So it's still like, what, 3:30 at this point? So, and then we continue talking, because I'm like, okay, you agree and you're Somali. And after all the things that I have exposed about the Somali community, you agreeing with me? Little did I know that he was going to be dropping some bombshells. Even though these bombshells were for me to read between the lines type of situation. And I think he was being smart about that. And he knew that he could not give me details of things that are planned for South Africans. Yeah, and our dear ANC, yeah, the one that you guys vote for, very deeply involved. Then I was like, yeah, it does make sense, especially when you mentioned the ANC and its involvement, why we never, ever got told as South Africans, because we're a constitutional democracy. We can never just be dumped with people that we don't know who they are, what they are here for. We were never told or warned about Somalis, but because we do have some knowledge from our education system when we learn about African history. You know that, I mean, Somalia doesn't have a government, a credible government. It hasn't had a government for 30 years, now 40 years. And all that is stuff that we learned in history. So, same goes with Ethiopians, especially with South Africans. Funny enough, I was telling an American couple not so long ago that you guys, the ads that you used to see about Africa, kids with big bellies and flies on their mouth, we used to get the same ads here in South Africa. Funny enough. If you are a South African that was born during apartheid, grew up in the 80s and 90s, and you had a television at home, you definitely saw those ads where they will ask for 1 rand donation so that a child in Ethiopia goes to bed with food. And then, of course, people felt bad and they would donate. You remember those ads? Ethiopia, so much so that even Michael Jackson created this group of musicians and sang "Heal the World" type of situation. Remember that song? Yeah. So now in our heads, when we heard about the Ethiopians, for me, it was that picture of kids with big heads and big bellies, uh, and we needed to donate 1 rand. And so that is why we did not have much of a problem about Ethiopians being here in South Africa. In fact, we felt really, really bad for them. I mean, I felt really, really bad for them. So don't touch them type of situation. They played us. The ANC played us with the Somalis and Ethiopians. They played with our feelings and they knew we still remembered those ads. Hey, I was like, tell me more. Then he said, all I'm going to say to you, you and your people, tell them on your channel to be careful of my people. My people are not taking it kindly of all the things that are happening. You guys demanding for Somalis to be returned back to Somalia because there's no war. And then I was like, I'm the one who keeps saying that. And on top of that, they are not liking the fact that we are taking away from them our township economy. Allegedly, they paid money for that shit. Who did they pay? He looked at me like, are you going to ask me that question when I just told you what's happening? I'm like, okay, okay. We suspected something, but we couldn't put our fingers on it. Videos have been shown before with that lady, I think it's Secretary General of the ANC. What's her name again? Back in the day, they used to call her Miss Benton or something. That video where she was sitting with Somalis and having some kind of a plenary meeting, it's all coming back. It's making sense. It's making sense. So he said we must be careful of his people. Because the more they associate themselves with the ANC, the more they believe that themselves are in power in South Africa. So that means we are just subjects to Ethiopians and Somalis in South Africa. And then he says, I need to go because I need to take the Gautrain train. I'm going to the airport and I'm leaving South Africa. And I'm like, oh, so you're a documented Somali. He says, yeah, he is documented. He's been here for 15 years or something like that. And he followed all the process to get a permanent residency. Well, to me, I put air quotes there. He says he needs to run because we're not far from the Gautrain train station. We were at some cafes that had generators hovering outside of some sort of a shop. And I'm thinking, in Santon? Next to the Gautrain train station. I was like, hi, but anyways, he says, the last thing that I want to leave you with, tell your people that the Somalis that have spaza shops in townships, rural, as well as informal settlements, not to even dare break into those stores and take anything because he says that you guys, when you march, you loot. So his people are anticipating you guys in looting. And when you do loot, because this is their stuff, they say they bought with money, the revenge is justifiable. He said it in some Arabic word. I don't remember what word that was, but it's called justifiable killing. He says in Somalia, if you if you violated one of the Sharia laws, you'll be taken to the center court where everybody is watching, and you are going to lose your head. So, because in South Africa something like that is against the law, so to revenge and get justice is by doing things that you are going to meet in the store. And I'm like, you're going to meet in the store? What do you mean? He's like, well, if people break, it depends where you're going to be breaking in. Some Somalis, they brought in some very dangerous snakes, very poisonous snakes. You open that store, but you get bitten. You try to lift a bag of maize meal. These snakes are placed strategically to actually bite you. I'm like, snakes? We don't have snakes in Johannesburg or Gauteng for that matter. Then he said, well, you're about to see them. That left me cold. And it was pretty warm in Sandton today. I went cold. He says in some spaza shops, you come across a python, it's not going to do anything to you, it's just to scare you away. Then I said to him, well, you don't know South Africans then, because they will get rid of the snake and do what they need to do. He says, well, there's always plan B. Lace would poison these things. And it even said some, they don't want to kill you per se, but they got a certain chemical that you would scratch yourself until where that poison landed. Let's say this is your arm, right? And then you try to carry a bag of maize meal and you are running. That poison will sit all over here on you. So you start scratching, and the more you scratch, the more you swell. Your hand might end up being so big and heavy. You go to the hospital, they won't be able to help you because there's no antidote or something of that. I was like, is it antidote? I was like, what are you talking? Then I remembered that the masters of poison are the Arabs. Fellow South Africans, yo, guys, do not loot. I don't know how to say this because there are South Africans abaning. Nikholwa ngokubona ususebhoxini ufile. He said, well, who are you going to blame? Spaza shop owner is gone. Where are you going to get them? Most of them are undocumented illegal foreigners coming from his own country. Snakes, poison, and others, when you consume, it's instantaneous. Or to go in and you so feel. Guys, this, yeah, I don't know what you call this. I don't know what you call this. I do not know what you call this. I can only ask the police, the authorities, to keep guard at these spaza shops that are abandoned by Somalis, especially when there is still things inside. There needs to be people guarding there, and we need to have, I don't know what you call them, bomb squad with the appropriate gear to go into these spaza shops and look for these things. He could be pulling my leg, I don't know. But I believe him because his eyes, he looked scared for us. He looked scared for you and me. Then I asked him, why are you telling me this? He says, well, not all of us have hard hearts, and not all Somalis believe in Sharia law. And if I go to Somalia right now, because I'm not going there, the moment I go to Somalia, I might be in danger. I will be looked at as a less than a Muslim because Somalis take Arabic and Islam very serious. I mean, very serious. The moment they suspect, because you've been living outside of Somalia, somebody might just accuse you of of being of being influenced by infidels. It's over for you. So that is why he's not going there. Then I'm saying, then I did not want to know where he's going to, but I asked him, that sounds like their plan is to come back. He says, yeah, I want to come back. And when I come back, I'll come back when the dust is settled. And I'm like, I don't think the dust will settle. Not this time around. Well, he says, I'm a citizen, so I can live wherever I want to live in South Africa. And while he was busy running his spaza shop, he was also going to school. So he does have papers. He has a certificate for, I think he said is a plumber because he likes working with pipes. And if you go to his spaza shop, it's got some really, really nice piping in his thingy. And he will also help some community members where he was running his puzzle shop when they needed him to fix a pipe or so. So he decided that he's going to empower himself. So with the South African legit papers, I mean, he doesn't need permission to work. He's a South African. I was like, okay. He's not wrong there. Fellow South Africans, like I said, I was trying to find my words. How do I ask you that today do not loot, do not even kick a door of these shops? Please don't do that. Machelane Stratin, nonge be inside the street, not the pavement. And those that will be marshalling the march, please be careful. You might never know what's going to come out of there. He talked about snakes, guys. As far as I've been in Gauteng, I have never heard of a snake here. Never. I'm begging South Africans, please. Whether this was to scare me or to really, really and genuinely warn me, let's not take chances. Not with your life. If you have family WhatsApp groups of families abahlala emaplazini, emakhaya, in the township, in the wherever, excuse me, or wherever all my friend has puzzle shops there, and you know this is where they buy, please, batshele ukuthi don't break in. Don't break in. They call it justifiable killing. Ngancenga. Do not break in. Do not loot. Take nothing home. Take nothing home. But the last thing you want, uguznwaya. And he said you scratch yourself for years. At some point, you will get used to having heavy hands that are itchy. But the poison, it does make you have what you call this pus, and it stinks. Uzobuvuza nje ubovu nje wena. And nobody will want to be around you because you will stink. So subsequently, later on, and it takes time ukubohla. Imagine now you're taking a bag of meal. Maybe you want 2 or 3. Ngoba phela, yeah, you need konke lokho is gonna be, oh gosh, I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining. Those are the masters. If they are not the inventors of poison, is the Arabs. That part, yeah, made me pay attention. Anyways, I know I've been talking too long because ngithukile. Ngithukile. And into engithusa kakhulu is the stubborn South Africans. And then masiqhuma isililo and they come on TikTok and cry. Angazi manje yini lento lena engigcwele la izandleni ngisole ngiyinwayile iya ngokukhula and yet you've been warned. Ailapheki. That's what he said. Ailapheki. Ungabahamba uzube emfishane odokotela uzonuka ubola uphila ngokuthi neke wena you thought you were being smart ngezinto zabantu. Yes, when I was growing up, we used to get told with a certain race, you don't steal from them. Uzobola. If you live in Durban, you know what I'm talking about. Especially, they will say, especially if you're in KZN, you know what I'm talking about. If you are black and in KZN, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Remember when we were growing up? That is why no black person or say KZN dares to steal from a Durban Muslim. Nobody. Because we grew up with that. I beg. Do not break into anybody's puzzle shop. Could be end of you and your family. Please. Anyways, the brother fist punched me and said, well, I'll be back soon. I need to run to my train. I saw him disappear into the corner and I was still looking, watching him leave, flabbergasted with my jaw on the floor. And with these generators on the side just going brrr inside him. I'm like, what? Anyways, I proceeded to do what I needed to do. That excitement I had with me, I no longer had it. And I met some of y'all who were very excited to see me. But one of y'all saw something and said, are you okay? I was like, what makes you say that? Like, I'm seeing some little sadness. Well, Velemi now, you can tell through my eyes when something is going on. I was like, I just heard something, so I'm not quite sure I'm processing it. Then she was like, oh no, you're going to be fine. I'm like, I wish. And my wish in my head was the stubborn South Africans. And just one thing, I don't know if I've mentioned it. Children are on school holidays. Some of them, they know which that's puzzle shop. There's sweets, there's chips, goslow, toppers, and all of that. And their goal it would be to break into there. So they get those things. If it means you put people or the community forum sit in those stores the whole day, all night, please do it. To protect the ingane, they are curious. You can, but they will still do it anyway. You don't want your kids to be having things growing on them simply because they took something that is laced with poison. Please, I know because you're at work. You are at work and you can't be with your child the whole day. Please, ngiyancanga, I don't know. You guys need to come together one way or the other as a community. Niqophe laphayana. Niqophe. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. Got the ANC yona. Hayi ngiyanibonga Shem. Hayi ngiyanibonga. Apparently monies were paid. And they are looking up to the power of the day to protect them and their investment in them. Once upon a time, remember, Luthuli House did not have money? Remember? So why suddenly now we no longer hear that Luthuli House is in need of money? Follow the money, fellow South Africans. Journalists are not going to do it. Sitayisiwe. Hey, ayingeke mina ngiyazilenda. I don't know this. This is scary. This is scary, guys. This is so scary. I can only hope ukuthi ebengithusa. I can only hope ebengithusa. But he sounded serious. Anyways, I'm also preparing to go to Mary Fitzgerald Square. Is it Besnodier? Where is the match starting in Joburg? I think it's Besnodier, which is Library Gardens for some of us who grew up in Joburg. So at the Joburg Library, I think that's where it's starting, and it's going to Hillbrow. So I am busy preparing myself, and it's starting at 9 in the March, and it's gonna be peaceful. It's gonna be peaceful, and we are going to send our message to the government loud and clear, because they're not listening to us. The government is not listening to us. And one of the things that I hope we do demand for is a deadline. Ramaphosa needs to give all the illegal foreigners that decided to stiffen their neck and not leave, give them a deadline. And it must not be 12 months, 24 months, 34 months. No. In 2026. Because that's what they will say. Oh, the government has decided to set a date of manfunama vote ethu ngo-2029. It will happen in 2026. The deadline. If the deadline is the 31st of December, I have no issues with that. 2026. I have no issues with that. But a deadline, we need to have it. We do. Be careful out there, fellow South Africans, and continue defending your country, your honor, and your good name. Goodbye.